Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, good people, to another installment of Midnights with Marcus Maven. Make sure we're nice and hydrated. That. Hydration is the key, good people. Please, please, please take a second to hit the like button. TSF in the building. Louisville and Rob, what's good? Dwayne in the building. Paul Thomas representing the Cardinal Bird. Money 1322 representing the Cardinal Bird. Reggie, what's good? Cashmere, what's good? Lou Primo in the building. TJ in the building, what's good? Mr. Garrett, what's good? What's good, good people? What's up, everybody? KB in the building. Listen, we will get to it. We will get to that. Lady volleyball cards. Good luck, good luck, good luck. About time on the update. What's the rush? Red State in the building. Jocelyn in the building representing the Cardinal Bird. Red State representing the Cardinal Bird. What's good, everybody? Let me catch up. Please, please, please take 1 second to hit the like button. Otherwise, I'm going to identify you as a hater. Let's go right here. Me and Richard. Yeah. That's gonna be a new fake. That's gonna be a new fake drama. Gary Crump in the building. What's going on, good sir? Ronnie Ron in the building, representing the Cardinal Bird, catching up. Of course, we have Lady Lauren representing, keeping the Midnight family safe. Everybody get all our hellos in. I'm catching up. All our what ups in the house. Please take a second, wipe your feet. Matt Powell in the building representing the Cardinal Bird. What's going on? Definitely fake controversy. But we will get to the controversy or fake controversy or whatever it is. We'll get our update conversation on Kuran Davis. Also, let's take hold on, let's make sure we have sorry about that. Let me get it going here. Hold on. We'll get that up here. Get that ready to go. Let's shut it down before we get into the details. Y'all know what we have to do. Let's shut down Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, come join the Midnight family on the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Made for the Ville. MADE space FOR space THE space VILLE. Just type in Made for the Ville and come join us. Twitter, the same applies to you. Twitch, the same applies to you. Just type in, go to YouTube, type in Made for the Ville if you want to enjoy the rest of this show with the Midnight family. Facebook goes down in 3, 2, 1, bang. Twitch goes down in 3, 2, 1, bang. Red State, did you get my email? Twitter goes down in 3, 2, 1, bang. Red State, did you get my email today? Let me see. Let me see. Let me clear out everything real quick. Clear, 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 clear. Let me check my email real quick to make sure I even sent it. Let me check. Let me see. Let's go to let's switch it here. Let's go to my sent. Okay, I did send it, I believe. I did send it, I believe. Yep. I did send you an email this morning. What we're gonna do now before we get rolling? Come on, y'all. You know I gotta get a little housekeeping in. Had to make sure my phone's plugged up. You didn't want the show to go you didn't want the show to go dead in the middle. People talking like ACC. Crap, but I will say this. What I'm hearing is you always have to keep the conversation going. It's still crap right now. It's still quote unquote rumor, but the conversations are always being had. Yeah, you have to have constant meetings about the shaping of conferences. But we're talking about FSU. Well, listen. Why do you care? Okay. Let's be honest. You know what? I'll revisit that. First and foremost, let's get our Holiday Bowl talk in real quick before we get to the good stuff. Let me pull down that music really quick. Let me pull this down a little bit. Hold on. Let's go. Present. Let's do this.
We're definitely excited to play University of Southern California in the Holiday Bowl. I think our team understands when you play a brand team like that it'll be an exciting game, and they have a ton of talent and are well coached, and I think our guys will be fired up to go out there and play. So, it's unfortunate we didn't finish the season exactly the way we wanted. I thought our guys came ready to play. They practiced hard. Just the game, did not go the way we wanted, and that starts with me. And we just got to fix a few things up, and it was just a tough football game for us. But we're excited to take a break right now. They're taking finals, a little bit of break from football. Recruiting's going on. We'll get back going middle to late next week on bowl practice and get ready for the bowl game.
Jeff, is every bowl game that you do, is it kind of the same format? I mean, you take a little break. Obviously, you've got so much recruiting going on. Kind of how will you move once you get back next week going to the bowl? How will you kind of schedule your guys, and how much work do you get?
I think it's important that these guys get a break from football. They've been going hard and long for a long time. We had an extra game with the championship game. They need a break, and we had some guys dinged up and banged up after this past game. That they need some time to get healthy, and some of it might take all the way until game time. But they need to get refreshed, and that's important. And then once we get back going, I think we're very conscious to make sure we get in good practices, make sure we really spend a lot of time with our young players, doing more and more at the end of each practice, and giving them plenty of reps and opportunities to show exactly where they're at.
That's good to hear.
Continue to develop them throughout the course of those practices. But we'll give them a couple of breaks here and there, and I'm not sure the exact details of what day we'll leave, but we'll be smart with them, and there are certain guys we got to get to the game healthy.
Jeff, this always comes up this time of year. Have you got any indication or expect anybody to opt out of the bowl game, any of your players?
I don't think, as of right now, no one has opted out for the game. I know Gerard Jordan and Ben Perry got necked up in the last game, and will be game time decisions even for the bowl game with this type of rest. Austin Collins, had an appendix surgery, and we're trying to get him back for the game if he's possible. So some
Appendectomy.
things like that. But as far as opting out, everyone I think is ready to play, and they want to play, and are looking forward to playing in this game.
Yeah, you mentioned the value of younger guys getting more reps in practice. How about in the game? Do you see yourself working some more young guys into the game itself, or will you play it pretty much the way you did the first 13 games?
I think we're going to play the game to win. We always do, and that'll be the philosophy, is to play the game to win, and we'll do that. First game of the year, last game of the year, bowl game.
We got bonuses on the line, Playboy.
The roster will be slightly different. Without question, you could see some younger and new guys emerge with playing time, and we're definitely open to that. And we'll gauge where they're at this month in practice, and but that could easily happen.
Okay, Coach.
In addition to the opting out, has there been discussions about guys potentially deciding, okay, my career's done in college, I'm going to start a professional pursuit?
I think right now these guys are taking a break. They haven't made those type of decisions. I think they're probably gathering information between the last game and now, and even going forward to make the best decision for them. I'm sure some of that could happen. I would anticipate if it does, it happens after the bowl game. And we'll go from there. But in the end, we want to give our guys the best information we have. Obviously, we'd love for all of them to stay and play. But if it's a great situation for them to pursue their dream, we'll support them 100%.
Jeff, I guess right now, how do you balance the recruiting aspect while evaluating what you may or may not have to know what to go after in the portal while also preparing for the bowl game? I guess what is that like in prioritizing those different aspects?
I think it all goes on right now. Right now, there's been a few people decide to move on. You have to constantly try to improve your roster and your team and where you think you need to get better. So without question, we're hard at work on that, and that's a big focus between myself and all of our coaches and support staff and recruiting staff. We'll continue to monitor that. That changes daily. It's just when you think you're feeling good, that can easily change daily. So we're working hard at that. I think we got a good method and system. We try to be honest and try to present opportunities to people that may be of their liking, but at the same time, it's not for everybody. And we want guys that want to be here, that are hungry, that want to achieve their goals. And we want to try to help them do that. So, like I said, our guys are finishing finals now. We want them to have a little bit of break from the field. Some weight workouts. We'll start going from there. Of course, they'll start to kind of watch some film and get ready. But this weekend, most of next week until the end of the week, will be used for recruiting quite a bit with our staff, and then we'll start bowl practice and mix in recruiting both at the same time, and then we will use next weekend for visits for recruits as well. And then it technically goes dead as far as having people on campus.
With what happened with FSU and the college football playoff, it seemed to throw pretty much every other team in the ACC that was bowl eligible in for a loop. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that ordeal. That kind of in a ripple effect may have kept you guys out of the Peter Six.
Well, it's unfortunate. I think anytime a team can go 13-0 and they're the conference champion, they should be able to advance. And
right.
I know the talk is they didn't have their star quarterback, which is a great player without question. But these guys went 13-0, and they had good wins, and they won with whoever they had on the field, and a couple teams got in with 1 losses. So, I don't make the rules. I think everybody's happy for this to expand to 12 teams next year and have a legitimate chance for the 12 best teams to go on and advance and try to win a championship. But I know that'll be an exciting time for everybody. But without question, I understand the severe disappointment in Florida State.
Coach Caleb Williams opted out of this bowl game. So obviously we've kind of been in this era where key players are opting out for the NFL. As a coach, going into these kind of bowl games, how do you strategize for a team where, quite frankly, the tape doesn't match up with the team that you're going up against now, that it's a backup quarterback, and what do you do in that circumstance?
I think it's important that we just improve to get better. We've made some key mistakes in the past couple of games that we need to get fixed. We need to coach better and have adjustments that can help us when we get stale at times. This past game, we lost quite a few one-on-one battles that, need to win, or if not, we need to figure out another way to, get points and win games. But obviously the quarterback that they had is the possible and probable number one pick in the draft, and those things are going to happen. We have faced backup quarterbacks before and faced Florida State's third-team quarterback, didn't win the game, but our defense played well. And so I just think we got to improve and get better, and we need to figure out ways to score points and get our mojo back, and play sound football and
get our mojo back,
play hard and finish and want to win.
Get our swagger back
and put forth that strain and extra effort, and that's what you got to do in football games. So we're just going to try to get back to the basics and understanding what it takes to win football games. And I'm sure every team wants to go out there and finish the season strong. So this team will come ready to play, and if we're not ready, it won't be a good day for us. So we want to go out with a win. We want to work hard to try to win this football game.
From outside your team, I think the perception is you guys exceeded expectations and had a good year. From your standpoint, now that you've gone through the 13, how do you feel like you got to?
Well, I am proud of our football team. I think that they really worked hard this year. They found a way to compete to the end, play hard, win some close football games, find ways to improve and do some really good things. So that's great, and we want to build off that without question. And I think our guys were into it, and we had a chance, an opportunity to win a championship. The other side of it is, it's a disappointing finish.
Great
myself.
Opportunity.
I wanted to win the last two games. Our team did, and we didn't find a way to get that done. And when you go to a championship game and you're right in it in the fourth quarter with the chance to take a lead and win, and you can't get it done, it's disappointing. And we have to find a way to make those plays and to make those adjustments and figure out a way to win in the end. And so it's not a great feeling for me because I don't want to let anybody down, and I've got work to do. I want to win. I think our players want to win. Our coaches do, and you got to take advantage of these opportunities when they come about. So I think it's going to be important that, just like everything, you get the same hunger back, the same work ethic back, the same fire in your belly. That if you want to be great, you got to work at it, and you got to go produce come game day, and that's just kind of what you got to do. And if you do that, things take care of itself. But if you worry about anything else, or lose confidence, or lose that burning desire, then the results won't be good.
I guess as a follow-up, have you noticed some confidence has dropped in guys, and has that been something that you've had to address? And I guess how much do you feel like the team has been or needs to play for pride and ending the season with some momentum heading into next year?
No, I don't think our confidence has gone anywhere. We didn't have a great fourth quarter. Overall, it wasn't good enough on offense. So my confidence needs to get back going, because I think that we have good players that work hard. Confidence has gone anywhere.
I want to hear that. I want to hear that one more time.
No, I don't think our confidence has gone anywhere. We didn't have a great fourth quarter. Overall, it wasn't good enough on offense. So my confidence needs to get back going, because I think that we have good players that work hard, that want to win. So we've got to present a better plan that gives them a better opportunity to score points and help us win football games. But these guys work hard, and I think they're upbeat. They like to compete. They'll get back here after the break and give us everything they got and have fun going out there competing and playing. And we got to continue to just proceed forward. And when you play a really good football team, you gotta find ways to win. So we just got to make sure that we have answers and we continue to play aggressive and continue to push the envelope and try to play our best and coach our best every game.
Jeff, you've been through a lot, seen a lot in your career coaching. How would you describe the portal in the last 10 days or so for not just you guys, but for everybody, and how crazy it's been with guys in, guys out, and throw NIL in there? Would you describe it, and how do you manage it?
Well, I try not to waste a whole lot of time even trying to figure that out. I think in general, yeah, it's hectic. It changes.
The portal.
It's nonstop. You got to work at it. You got to not get frustrated with things along the way. There's a lot of things going on to it, and working through this is just it's just a process that you got to just keep your composure, keep your beliefs of what you believe in, as far as doing the right thing and improving your team and doing it the right way with people that fit and that can help your team win, but also are good people that want to work hard and that are hungry and that are coming for the right reasons. So a lot of things to balance, but you have to investigate every scenario. And that's the crazy thing about it, is because of all the things that go into transferring now, it changes every day and it changes every minute. And, you have to, in this sport, recruit enough players to have options, backup options, third options, fourth options at every position if you think you need those positions to help you win.
Period, point blank.
At the same time, you have to have a pulse of your team and make sure that everybody is feeling good about the direction we're going, and it just takes a lot of work. So it is what it is. We're grinding away at it. We'll still do that, and I think that our guys know we're going to do everything in our power to try to win football games and improve our team.
Jeff, a couple things relating to the bowl. Given the disappointment that you've talked about, do you look at this as sort of the bowl?
I need a new computer, y'all. We're gonna have to get a new computer.
And I think that win. And at the same time, you have to have a pulse of your team and make sure that everybody is feeling good about the direction we're going, and it just takes a lot of work. So it is what it is. We're grinding away at it. We'll still do that, and I think that our guys know we're going to do everything in our power to try to win football games and improve our team.
Jeff, a couple things relating to the bowl. Given the disappointment that you've talked about, do you look at this as sort of the bowl game, a win would maybe alleviate some of that and give you a better outlook going into next season?
Well, all wins will make you feel good. So yeah, we want to try to win the game. And I think anytime you can play a brand team of USC that started off really hot, and maybe unfortunately didn't play as well in defense as they would like towards the end. Um, they're going to be hungry. They're out to prove themselves. They got good coaches. They got good players. They got talent. They can recruit the best guys across the country because of their brand. And I'm sure just like when a few people opt out, there's going to be backups ready that are 4 and 5 star kids that want to go out there and earn their stripes. We've got to improve and have a good couple weeks of practice and go out there and try to play our best game.
If you had a chance to look at Moss inning on film, the backup.
No, I haven't had a really good study of that yet. It's been kind of nonstop since, so we'll get caught up on that here over the next week.
Jeff, you talked about getting a longer look at some of the younger players leading up to the bowl game. How much do you use this as an opportunity to evaluate how far like Brady Allen and Pierce Clarkson have come as young quarterbacks?
Well, we're going to use these couple weeks to definitely
quarterback evaluation.
We'll get as many game type reps as we can without trying to get guys injured. But all those guys got to improve and they got to work hard to be consistent, be able to perform, gain the confidence not only myself and our coaches but their teammates, and that's an process. And you can't do it without as meaningful reps as you can. So we will definitely use these next couple weeks to give those people you mentioned and others that we want to get a hard look at plenty of quality reps that we can judge as much as we can in a game-like situation and hope that we can continue to press forward on the improvement.
One quick follow-up. You mentioned USC's brand. It feels like the brand of this program has really taken a leap this season. When you're out recruiting, do you feel like people are looking at Louisville differently than when you first started the job?
Well, I think we got a great brand, and I think everywhere we recruit, we're viewed as that, and people are interested and want to come check it out. And of course, every little thing matters. So winning and improving, playing an exciting brand of football, everything we can do to continue to escalate that's important. But right now, we are in the ball game with quite a few people, and it's just a matter of tying all those things in with everything else that is involved with recruiting to try to piece it together and add some pieces that we think really fit.
I feel you,
The
Coach.
month started with the ACC Championship. You got a bowl game in the end, and then you were talking about the transfer portal. You also have the early signing period in December. There was a quote. Josh Pate made the quote that whoever scheduled all this stuff in December never have been head coaches. From your perspective,
That's
what
pretty
is
funny.
this month like? I mean, because it's changed quite a bit lately.
Well, without question, it's getting more hectic and
I
hectic
know
every year,
that, Steve.
and there's just
I've
a
been
time frame
talking
where
about
that it's
doing it. I
gonna
just
be,
ain't done it. You're right though.
um,
Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
nonstop for 2 straight weeks of piecing it together and getting guys on campus and getting a chance to meet them and their families and them to meet us and see the facilities and meet our players and get around them and see if it's a fit. And it's just and those things change more and more now. And there's a lot more reasons that people want to come and be a part of it now that you have to factor into it that you did not used to have to. So that's what can be tricky, and you've got to do the right thing by all. But it is. It's busy. I still try to find time to watch some film and to make sure that football-wise we're doing something a little bit every day to kind of still put this thing together for our team. Luckily, we have a strength staff and people here that when the main coaches are on the road that are continuing to do that and making sure that our team is taken care of and getting what they need to get rejuvenated and fresh for when we start back up. So it's just there's a lot of work, but after next weekend, the ability to go on the road and bring people on campus ends for a while, which is good, but it doesn't mean that decisions are made yet, and the thing is still active. And now then it becomes a phone call situation where you're in communication that way. And then, of course, once school starts in January, then things will settle down slightly if your pieces are added. But, it'll be constantly going from there. There'll be constant movement after that. There'll be constant movement in the spring, and there'll be constant movement in the summer. So that's just how they have set this thing up, and there's no reason for us to complain. It is what it is, and you just continue to adjust and try to do your best to be on top of it and make sure we're all aware of what's going on, able to adjust quickly without getting upset or angry, and staying steadfast in our belief to put together the best team we can.
So you mentioned not having any opt-outs. Obviously, that's kind of the thing right now as far as bowl games is seeing who's going to play, who's not going to play. I guess not having guys, opt out, or having guys that have said that they're going to play in these games even though they're looking.
That's
at
what I don't like
different
doing, Red
options as well
State,
as
changing
choosing
on
who's
settings
included
back.
in, how much does that make it easier in terms of game prep?
Well, I think every year, excuse me, is different, and it's all based on how they view themselves and their future, and how sure they are of that future. And I think right now, we've got really good players that play hard and want to win, and obviously some are got to think about their future moving forward. I think this game, in my opinion, is an important game just to show what you can do and to go out there and play a really good football game. A lot of these guys will play in a Senior Bowl or
Just
East
get
West
the
Shrine,
rent.
so there's more football to be played. So I think they understand to get another really good game on film where they play well could be beneficial. And I believe scouts and teams, look at that. And without question, you're going to have a few top draft picks that may opt out for obvious reasons, but there's others that want to improve their stock. And you definitely can in a bowl game against good competition when you're the only game on TV. So I think that easily can happen with a lot of guys on our team.
Just going back to what happened with the playoff, obviously you guys faced this Florida State team, and after them being left out, do you feel like you guys kind of took a jab in the conference as a whole, took a jab with what people are classifying as SEC bias, and ultimately having Bama jump them at the end?
Well, I think the ACC is a great football conference, and they're really good football teams, good parity. I think Florida State, earned the right to advance based on their play and their undefeated season and the teams that they beat. So that's my opinion. I don't make the decisions. I think there's good football teams at the top of this conference, and I think there's good parity throughout. And without question, you can look at records of conferences versus conferences, and I know what I read and what I saw. In my opinion, an undefeated team that's 13-0 won the ACC should be able to advance and play. And I definitely, feel for the anger that they have about the decision that was made. Okay, thanks.
That was Coach Jeff Brom. I agree, Jocelyn. We got to crank up the sound. We got to crank up the sound in the press conferences. Recruiting weekend. Let's get some big time commits. Facts. Lauren. Robert caught the wrench. Lauren, did you time out Robert? Oh my God. OMG. Did Lauren time out Robert? That must have been personal. Listen, Lauren and Robert must know each other outside of the Midnight family. Look, Lauren probably mad at Robert because Robert forgot about the anniversary or something. and Lauren gave Robert a sneak timeout. OMG. Ooh. Ooh, Lauren. Ooh. I could not imagine catching a stray wrench in the midnight film. And Lauren probably timed Robert out for like 15 minutes too. Is ACC so bad and why SEC schools trying to poach? Listen, that's narrative talk. ACC bad is narrative talk. Need a construction hell. Ooh, with the way she's throwing these straight wrenches. Ooh, Lauren. You got people out here. Ooh, everybody, one more time. Give it up for Lauren. Everybody, give it up for Lauren. And the stray wrenches. Ooh, is Lauren out here just bullying people? Oh no. Who would have thunk it? Oh, goodness gracious. Let me catch up. Lauren, get in the chair for at least 10 minutes of a perennial top 10 on the schedule. Team player. Robert took one for the team. It's the weekend. Wait, it's the weekend. It ain't Lauren's fault. Oh, yeah. She might be having a Corona or something. Ooh, sometimes the wrench goes. Listen, sometimes the wrench goes astray, cause a little collateral damage. If Penn beats Kentucky tomorrow, listen, Mac, you know he got a history. You know, Kentucky overall has a history of removing people from the schedule after embarrassing losses. So I know that, you know that, we know that. Texas A&M rolled on Stoops higher. UK fans were jacked. I don't know if they were jacked about it because the damage was already done. Look, duck cover roll. Alicia, what's going on? Did you just wake up or you get ready to go to sleep? Is Jack Plummer opting out of the bowl game? We need the future Chris Carson. I mean, Coach did say he's gonna get some new guys. You might see some new guys ready to play. He said he's gonna test out where they're at with some live reps. She keeps us counseling. Same record as Kentucky, fair enough. Oh goodness, Robert, state your piece, Robert, listen. We feel your pain. You caught a stray, Robert. Lauren, you better answer to Robert right now. Lauren, what you got to say about that? Hit Josh and it ricocheted on the Rob. Oh man, I don't know, y'all. What y'all think? Should there be a punishment, or do we just let bygones be bygones? Oh, see, Robert just saying hello. Welcome back, Rob. Damn, Rob, how long did you get? Ooh, Earl Clark's breakout game was against DePaul. One of the nastiest dunks you ever seen, Shane Bohannon. That was against DePaul. Let's go, BHH. It's crazy up in here on a Friday night. Okay, let's do this. Basketball talk. Kuran Davis talk. Let's do it. Let's do it. Because there's some things that we got to come to grips with, y'all. There's two very important things. The Kuran Davis conversation, it actually comes down to three things, but only two of them are important. The Kuran Davis situation comes down to three things. Only two of them are important. Situation number one, or important rule to remember number one. And this is 100% fact, what I'm going to tell you. Don't waste your time arguing with what I'm about to tell you. No matter what goes on in that locker room, on that practice court, in the Kieber Center, no matter what goes on, Kenny Payne is old school. Kenny Payne is the epitome of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in the Kieber Center or on campus or in Denny Crum Hall, it stays in the team. This is why you know you'll never get in any trouble with your Louisville basketball program. Even if you accidentally violated a rule, you will never get in trouble because his number one rule is we are in this together. It's old school. You don't have guys talking against the program. You don't have guys running Twitter, sneak dissing. You're not going to have any type of behind the scenes shade. Kenny Payne is respected. He keeps the privacy of the locker room in the privacy. That is an important aspect to run a successful program. How many times do we watch situations at Kentucky happen and everybody keeps their fucking mouth shut? Pardon my language. I'm sorry. Everybody keeps their mouth shut. What happens? Nothing happens because you don't snitch. Nobody's testifying. And listen, the only people that would get mad about that are people who do not care about the program, people who want to make a media story, or people who want Kenny Payne fired. Those are the only people who don't respect keeping your mouth shut. Those three type of people are the only people that are making a big stink about this. Listen, are we all nosy? Yes. Do we all have to know what Koron Davis and a relationship with Kenny Payne? Koron Davis was not playing when whatever incident happened. He was not playing. He did not look like he was ready to play just yet. You could see that he wasn't grasping the concepts of what we were doing. You could see it. He was a little nervous. I love Koron Davis, but he was a little jittery. He was a little nervous. He wasn't ready. He wasn't one of the top players. No, like everybody is nosy. Yes. Is it something to get worked up emotionally about? No. It doesn't benefit the University of Louisville when people have skirmishes and keep their mouths shut. Absolutely. That's why people don't get in trouble. See, that's one of those things where you get mad at Oregon for not getting in trouble. You get mad at Kentucky for not getting in trouble. You get mad at every other school for not getting in trouble. And then when we have the opportunity to keep our mouth shut, you act like, we have to know everything. We did that to Rick. I remember when Dang Adele got in trouble and somebody else got in trouble, and everybody just had to know everything. Another black eye on Rick. And you know what that turned into? Another scandal. Dangadell and Shane Bohannon getting benched, or Shane Bohannon and Kevin Ware. Everybody had to know every detail. You had to march Rick out in front of a podium to answer 1,000 questions. You had to march Shane Bohannon out there in front of 1,000 people to ask questions. You demanded answers, and that turned out in the end being another quote unquote scandal for Rick Pitino. And when people shut their mouths, you act like you're. Y'all watch enough college basketball. Y'all watch enough college sports. Y'all know good and well that if you're gonna have incidents in your locker room. Y'all know the difference between locker rooms who run their mouth and locker rooms who shut their mouth, and which locker rooms and universities survive. You've seen it 1,000 times. Loose lips sink ships. Red State all day, every day. And you watch it all the time. Like I said, you watch an incident happen at your rival school all the time. Kenny Payne told you that from the beginning. He told you, we don't talk about what goes on behind the scenes. But you got to have a united front. Listen, when you talk about programs and y'all remember just recently when we found out that these Kentucky grads were all in the system and they were leaking information about what's going on behind the scenes at Louisville, you hated it. You hated it. You felt infiltrated. You felt violated. Hold on. So you're not going to know. You're not going to know. I'm glad you're not going to know. You know how hard it is to keep what goes on in your locker room between your locker room? Yeah, that's the other thing. How much do you care if I told you he's never going to play? If I told you, and this is hypothetical, if I told you he's never going to play, if I told you he was transferring at the end of the year, if you're digging into Koron Davis, that means you're just digging into Kenny Payne through Koron Davis. Because you never cared. You never cared about what's going on with Koron Davis if he wasn't going to play. I read what you wrote about Koron Davis after he didn't have a good opening. The red and white game. Koron Davis ain't all that. Why do we recruit him? Why do we give him a scholarship? Blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, you hear about an incident. All of a sudden, you care about Koron Davis. He's the most important person on the team. The second he's not with the team, he becomes all about the whole story. You hear how ridiculous that is? You hear how ridiculous that is? Somebody that doesn't play ends up being the story. Again, I've lived through it. I've lived through it. Coach, Rick, shut up about team violations behind the scenes. Coach Matt, you don't have to explain to us anything about Jordan Wara, or you don't have to make a case to us. That's why Chris Mack shut down the locker room. You know what? People were all up in arms. Do y'all know why Chris Mack shut down the locker room? Do you not remember that? I know you don't, because I was on the front lines of Chris Mack shutting down the locker room. You want to know why Chris Mack shut down the locker room? Because the media would come in the locker room and look for the guy who didn't play, and look for the most disgruntled player and try to get some kind of comment to stir up some shit with Chris Mack. You know what he said? Y'all are not covering me fair. Chris Mack said, y'all are not covering this fair. I got 7, 8, 9 happy guys in this locker room. You didn't talk to any 9 of the happy guys. You went to the one guy that you knew wasn't happy about his playing time. And that's the only person you talked to in my locker room. You know what? We shutting down the locker room. I'll send you who to talk to. Imagine that. Imagine you got 9 happy players on your team, and you open the door to your locker room and you find the one guy who got snatched, the one guy who got in trouble, the one guy. What would you do? What would you do? If you had 10 kids, 10 happy kids, and the media always went to the disgruntled kid, you would say that's enough. That's enough. I'm not doing that anymore. It's exactly, Jocelyn, you're right. It's exactly what Jason Kidd said. We got a better, like Jason, and this is Jason Kidd's situation. We flipped our season. We went from whatever. We went from 2-10 to 10-2 in one season. And guess what they talk about? Last season. That's why Jason Kidd said what he said. Listen, first things first. Kenny Payne told you he's not throwing these kids under the bus. That's not what he does. Listen, Red State, I feel you. Kenny Payne will say, he'll throw a little something out there. Listen, just like Rick used to do. Talk to some of the kids through the media. Give them a little jab. Give him a little motivational jab. He's not throwing the kids under the bus. Number 2, his locker room and the privacy of his locker room is very, very, very important. Number 3, you don't care. You don't care about Koron Davis until, listen, if Koron Davis was playing, okay, it's a conversation. We need answers. He's not even playing. The gotcha game using Kuran Davis is not going to work. It's not going to work unless you let it work. Unless you let the media do the same thing that they do. Go in the locker room, 12 positive stories. You find number 13 that's not a positive story, and you attack that. If Koron Davis was back, joined the team, back on the sideline, it'll go right away. And they'll be looking for the next disgruntled situation. Because that's what gets clicks. That's what gets clicks right now. You're looking for something, that's what gets clicks. Hell, I put his name in my title. Listen. I ain't no saint either. Every once in a while, I might sprinkle a little clickbait in there. But clickbait and let's talk about it. But in the real situation, stop acting like no. What I'm saying is right. He told you he's not throwing these kids under the bus, first and foremost. Second, he values the privacy of the locker room, just like Chris Mack kicked the media out his locker room. It's the exact same way. No, no, no. Y'all not going to my disgruntled players. You're not going. Listen, he don't care about lying. They could have got into a UFC fight. Kenny Payne and Kuran Davis could have backed up everybody and got into a duel to the death. A John Wick duel, 10 paces and draw. They could both be bleeding underneath their shirts and jerseys with gunshots. You know what they're going to say? Everything's cool. And if you don't agree that a no snitching policy in your locker room, if you don't think that's important, you don't know anything about a locker room. You don't know how to build a sports franchise. Go ask a professional athlete. The winning franchises. It doesn't get out. Winning franchises, it doesn't get out of the locker room. Now he has to do his part and win. I'm not dancing around that. He got to do his part and win and get everybody to play hard and all that good stuff. But you better be, you could bet your bottom dollar you don't get locker room snitching. You don't get locker room talk out of winning programs. And listen, sometimes I think Coach Payne works on that aspect a little too much rather than just substitution and fundamentals and that kind of stuff. But you get my point. You know anything about winning teams and winning programs and winning franchises, it starts with what happens in this locker room stays in this locker room. That's the only way you keep the outside noise out and the togetherness in. So yes. Or no, don't plan on hearing anything. And I love it. I'm glad we don't know anything. I celebrated when Chris Mack shut down the locker room. I celebrated. The media was pissed at me for celebrating it. It's how it should be. Listen, that's a true us against the world kind of environment. That's how it should be. Louisville versus everybody. But you better beat the ball.